We're going to do a quick recap, and I'm going to utilize the scenes real quick. Oh my goodness! Oboe Crazy is following.
What?
Hi, Oboe.
It's Oboe. Okay, close that. There we go. Okay. Hi, Lauren. So you're just in time for the recap of what we've done for 6 episodes, because this is our first episode with the entire gang, and it's Bree and Tristan and Tristan's friend, well, our friend Derek. And then my friend Logan.
Hi, Logan. Hi, gang.
Someone says ignore me, so I'm going to. So here's the recap. Episode 1, Rook and Gaz, the buddy cop combo, travel through the Badlands, got waylaid by a wolf pack that was way out of their league because it's a scary place, and then they got helped out by a guy named Barton. Barton is a trapper with a dark past. So, next day, Rook is now recovering from his wounds. Barton had administered a healing potion that he had procured through some means that he was not willing to share. It involves a bag that he produced suddenly when he returned to the camp. Next day. That's a good recap, isn't it? So next day, this is nighttime, but of course then they slept, and then it was next day, and they saw that Barton was getting punched by mean people. And the head of the mean people is named Alpheus. Alpheus is a ne'er-do-good, as Logan and I established in his session, Alpheus and his gang are running a protection racket in the Badlands. Alpheus also, in a separate episode, was bothering Fredegar, the halfling bard, and Fredegar convinced him he had nothing of value, so they took his rations, said thanks for nothing, and left. Yeah, if Malachi had joined up, then we'd actually be building a character for him. So they get to the Badlands town of Trapper's Camp, and in Trapper's Camp they discover that there are multiple things going on. First off, Alpheus is running a protection racket, and he's got a piece of paper that says he has diplomatic immunity. They don't know what it actually says. No one's really seen it except maybe the foreman of Trapper's Camp. There's 3 of them who run the camp. In order to arrest Alpheus for his crimes, he would first off need to not have the paper that says he has diplomatic immunity, and then second off, one of the 3 foremen would need to agree to be the prosecutor, judge, and jury. The worst crime that you can, the worst punishment you can receive in Trapper's Camp is being sent out of Trapper's Camp and never allowed to return. They call that banishment, I hear. So, we head into episode 3, which is the continuation of the Rook and Gaz story. We insert Fredegar into the story. He has been asked separately in a later episode that goes back in time and explains his character. One of the foremen is asking him to keep an eye on the foreman he suspects of being in cahoots with Alpheus. That might explain part of why Alpheus is not being prosecuted. So, Rook and Gaz engage in what is known as diplomacy of the pockets. That is a term that Tristan coined, which is they're going to try to get that paper from him. So while Rook is keeping an eye on their friend the Trapper, who seems to not be very popular in Trapper's Camp for some reason. There being only one cahoot. Well, maybe there's multiple cahoots. Anyway, Gaz was very successful in obtaining the paper by pretending to be for Schnickets, and then a bar fight occurred in which Rook was able to bloody Alpheus's nose. Alpheus is then arrested because he cannot produce the paper that he had for who knows how long until it was now taken from him. No one can prove what happened with it, but people have suspicions. Alpheus then stands trial and is sent out of the town. At the end of this episode, which is episode 3, the corrupt foreman arrives and says, I'm going to arrest Gaz because I suspect he stole the thing. He's got no reason to believe that except he just doesn't like Gaz's face, I suppose. Who knows?
I have a nice face.
It's a very nice face, and you also have very nice names that are never Gaz.
And usually weapons.
So that brings us to a complicated situation that we recently resolved, where Rook is going to help the good foreman investigate the bad one, while the bad one has a trial for Gaz in which he has to be represented by someone who is not him, so Fredegar is thrown into the mix. So that is a resolved storyline now. all the bad people are dead, is the short way to put it, but
All of them.
they succeeded in mounting the defense in the trial, and then Rook punched a few people out that were guards of bad people places. They discovered that not only is the corrupt foreman in cahoots, multiple cahoots with Alpheus, but also arranged to have random bodies shipped out of Trapper's camp for some reason. They suspect that it was a diplomat coming from a distant kingdom of Dolistad, that maybe the foreman discovered it was his chance to run a protection racket, so he goes and gets his friend Alpheus and says, hey, run a protection racket and then kick me some money. That's all gone because they're dead now. Now let's move on to a different storyline. Ysarelle and Alex's character, who is taking a break from the campaign right now. They are nature-loving people, the ranger and the druid, going on a mission of self-discovery, a pilgrimage, if you will, at the behest of the druid conclave. That is a common thing when a druid has been accepted into the conclave. So their journey resulted in, well, what the heck, why are centipedes trying to hurt us? Oh wait, they're trying to get away from someone. So after that happened, this is my summary, by the way, they discover some dead deer that were not skinned and eaten. It was just their antlers were ripped off of them, so that's a problem. So they're going to go to a nearby town and discover what's going on. So Great Forest, and now we're in Santer. I was really bad about not putting the Great Forest up there. In Santer, they discover it's just a random guy who's really good at shooting a bow, thinks that he is part of the Great Hunt when he is not, continually says he's a representative of the Great Hunt when secretly he's never been in it. The two people who are traveling with him, he now ostracizes because he's drunk and rude. So now we have Ysarelle and the druid, Alex's character, who's Kador, that's it. Ysarelle and Kador then teach this hunter how to skin and preserve meat. And, well, maybe he thinks their motive is to help him financially. Their goal is still achieved. He's no longer going to enter the Great Forest to hunt, and he's not going to hunt for sport. Not going to hunt for sport because that is morally wrong from the eyes of a ranger and a druid. He's not going to hunt at all because in the Great Forest you will get killed by druids if you do that. So that leaves us now in Gamut. It's been a little bit over a week since Rook, Gaz, and Fredegar teamed up to continue their journey from the Badlands into the region that we have found ourselves. Yeah, and then you killed him, Tristan. Like, now he's dead.
I did nothing in that fight. I watched in horror as the other people who I am more or less associated with murdered people in gruesome manners.
So you were in the Badlands, and now you have traveled into this region, the province of Had, which Bree had come from the Great Forest down over here to Santer and is now in Gamut, a 3-day journey for her. Whereas Rook, Gaz, and Fredegar took their sweet time just sort of enjoying themselves through here. I would love to, at some point, read some fiction from the three of them about what their adventures are, or maybe even 3 different versions of it that differ.
Broad trip.
So now we're here in Gamut. So that's where we're picking up the story. Now, before we commence with the story, and I'm loving the chat right now, I would love for Rook, then Gaz, then Ysarelle, then Fredegar to reintroduce their characters now that we have finally got the gang all together. I'm going to shut up for a little bit.
All right, I'll go first. I am playing a elven rogue named Gaz, though probably at any given time during the game when he's speaking to people, he will not give that as his name because he is a grifter and a con man. Basically, he grew up on the streets of his home as part of a very low-income family, in that he was the adopted child of 2 humans who are now quickly heading toward their grave. And he is in his... He's almost an adult. And so now he just travels around looking for ways to make money to give his parents so that their twilight years can be lived more comfortably than when they were raising him. Or when they first adopted him.
I'm going to start calling on people. I'm a teacher. I can do it.
I'll go next.
My name is last on the list.
Yeah, I'll go next. It's fine.
So, my character, I am Ysarelle Heron. I was born in Oasis, a city in the desert, and I actually was abandoned. My family didn't really want me because I was a half elf, half human. Something just didn't work out there on their end. I grew up in an orphanage. Despite my poor circumstances, I always thought that there was good in people, and I always thought there was so much more cool stuff in the world to see. So, once I was 18 and was legally able to go out on my own, I went to the druids in the Great Forest, and sorry, not the Great Forest. Is that right? It was one of those forests.
I think they're
Yes, it's
And
the great one. It's the
yeah,
really
okay,
awesome
good.
one.
Yeah, and that's
They're
where
all
I met my friend Kador, and we kind of got to know each other over a couple of years as I was undergoing my ranger training. And then that's essentially where the summary that Joseph provided picks up.
My name is Fredegar Goodbarrel. I'm a halfling bard. I grew up in a small farming community, and then one day my parents decided that we were going to join a traveling community of halflings, and we explored a lot, and we're a little bit nomadic, and eventually a lot of our little tribe of halflings were killed by wolves one night, and 3 of us survived, and we all went out on our own. So I've just been kind of drifting, but then I just kind of as a hired hand was taking on some odd jobs, and I'm currently serving as a mailman, and I'm carrying packages to the province of Had.
He's a courier.
Oh.
If Fallout New Vegas taught me anything, it's don't screw with the courier. Sometimes they have, nuke launchers. Anyway.
I actually have 3 nuke launchers.
Yeah, we
so.
should definitely check this guy for nuke launchers. Perform some diplomacy of the pockets on him.
I think that leaves us with Rook.
Yep. I am playing Rook, a human paladin of Khorne, who grew up as a pit fighter in a place which name has escaped me at the moment.
That was Oasis in the desert.
Oasis, right. And upon fighting his way to freedom and glory there, he began to make his way out into the world in hopes of putting his talents to better use and to spread the glory of Khorne. But before leaving, he ran into Gaz, and upon seeing his skills, asked if they wished to travel together. And so they have been kind of buddy copping it for the past 2 days at this point?
It's got to have been more than that by now.
Yeah, at the beginning of the story, it had been 2 days.
So for 2 days, and then the recap picks up.
Okay, and I would like a brief physical description of the characters as well, and we'll continue visiting this as we flesh out our characters.
Oh yeah, I probably should have done that. Sorry. So the Gaz is an elf. Physically, as compared to humans, he appears like a person in his late teens. He stands at 6 foot tall, but he's skinny, weighing in at about 120 pounds. So as elves go, they're built very light. Blue eyes, brown hair, pale skin. His hair is like shaggy, medium length, like just barely to his shoulders. Yeah, elf.
I'll go next since I went after Tristan last time. Ysarelle was born with brown skin and green eyes and black hair. She is like an elf, much like Gaz. She inherited a little bit of the elf physique from one of her parents. So her weight's around 115 or so. Her height's around 5'5". She's kind of an average height for, a little bit taller than most humans, but maybe a little bit shorter than elves. But yeah, she's about 20 years old, which is fairly young-ish in elf years and time. But in human, human times, everyone thinks that she's a young adult at this point.
Fredegar is, let me look again, 3'8". He's 34 years old, which is about middle age or coming of age for a halfling. He's got ashy blonde hair, pale skin. He is small in size, or small as it is written on my character sheet. Doesn't really have any defining features. I thought about giving him a cool scar from where the wolves tried to rip him from his mother, but I went for a different appearance.
It's an uplifting backstory.
Rook is, as I said, a human. He's a bit older, as it took him a while to get out of the pits. He is about 6'4", 200 pounds with gray eyes and black hair. And if you ever see him out of his armor, you'll notice that he is fairly scar-covered from his time in the pit as well.
All right, so we got scars, emotional and physical. It's great backstories and great descriptions. I'm just enjoying the talk about jaunty courier uniform. I mean, we're one step away from sexy post office worker costume.
Oh, please no.
All right, let's set the scene then for the beginning of Barris Day, the 29th of Peleros. Everyone has settled in their various areas of Gamut. So the goal for Gaz was to look up his parents, and the goal for Fredegar was to hopefully see if there was a courier office in Gamut, since it's a major city, to see if he can dump off this satchel and get paid. And then Ysarelle is just sort of traveling right now. He just parted ways with Kador. I'm going to say that maybe Kador is just going to spend some time at home because he lives here as well, and he's not going to be involved in any adventures right now. And then Rook is here because Gaz and Fredegar are. So we could pick up with that sort of situation if anyone wanted to be the first to play out their scenario.
As a reward for helping out in Trapper's camp, I had been given a bunch of equipment that I had been short on. Were we given any coins?
Were you given money?
At all? Yeah, would we have been given any money at all? Because otherwise I have the 9 coins left that Rook gave me, and I promised to give him his coin pouch back with the 15.
I imagine if you mention your financial need to Foreman Reeve, then he might be able to procure some sort of stipend or something for you. He would probably be able to toss at least 100 gold to you.
Really? Okay. Do you want me to roll something for that, or is that just accounted for?
Well, you're a hero.
Okay. All right. So if that's accounted for, then cool. I will give the coin pouch with its 15 coins back to Rook.
Well, considering Rook did a lot of killing that ended up benefiting the town of Trapper's camp, I suppose that he should also get a reward, as well as Fredegar. So
I mean, I got the armor.
Yeah, I mean,
yes.
We did get a significant amount of stuff.
I'm good with the stuff I got. I wouldn't be asking for more.
I'm only asking for money because I owe coins.
I remember now that you were going to have to wait a little bit of time for the armor, which is fine because it's 9 days later. I'm pretty sure you had time.
Okay, it's 9 days, so we actually have a pretty good rapport at this point.
Yes.
We're friends now.
You're only 2 days more friends with Rook than you are Fredegar.
We're just 3 bros on an adventure.
Oh my goodness. We're bros with Fredegar.
Having a good time. Having a good time.
Having a good time. Having a good time. All right. Cool.
So that's taken care of then?
Yeah, so that was just the setup. So I would like to go to do however I normally go about this dead drop, which I imagine is just to put it in like their like either slip it under their front door, put it in if they have mailboxes. I doubt, but however they receive anything, just do it anonymously, and I would just take a chunk of my money and do that.
So you're not wanting to be seen by your family?
If I can avoid it. If I can't avoid it, I'm prepared for that.
Oh, now that you've said that, you're gonna have to make a hide check.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull up a dice roller.
Okay. Hide. That's going to be 22.
You must be wearing hide armor. I only make that joke every time I play Skyrim. Yeah. If there was someone trying to see you, they did not.
Okay. Then yes, and I imagine that I'm doing it the same way that I've done it before, as I've been doing this for years.
Sure, yeah.
And I am going to leave them 30 gold coins. Because that should tide them over for a good long time.
Oh, Rogue 1 Moo wants you to also make a move silently check, but I'm not going to make you do it.
I can do it. Like, you're supposed to make them basically together, and I did even better on that one. That's a 24.
Oh, that's pretty good. So no one heard you either.
Very, very high rolls on these. I bet I'm going to get screwed now.
So anything else in that way? In that area of the story?
I mean, I've set up my thing, and I avoided any confrontation or having to talk to my parents. They know it's from me.
That's the dream.
They must.
Awkward Thanksgivings.
Oh, yeah. 500.
I'm gonna go ahead and perform a gather information check to see where I should be taking this package, or this satchel of packages.
So remember, gather information will take some time because it's assuming you're taking a huge amount of actions in a short amount of time.
You got it. I got a 23.
Huge. Yes, that
Huge.
was a good check there, Logan. I'm like the stoner DM today. Yes, you've got the information that you seek. There is an office here in Gamut. It is not the one you'll want to take this satchel to. They don't receive large packages that are intended for the capital. So they're going to direct you to continue in your own time to Averin, the capital. However, they are wondering if you would take a satchel or two for them as well.
Well, aren't you popular?
If they're paying.
Well, yes. It's
Khajiit has wares if they have coin.
Right, it's COD, but you'll get paid.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and take a couple of extra packages and add them to my satchel.
And this is definitely an opportunity. If you ever get overloaded, you can share this opportunity with the group. Should you ever decide, or they can just choose to get involved. This is a pretty lucrative but dangerous business.
Is there any type of like notice board in the town?
A what?
Like a notice board. Anything
Oh,
like
yes. You can check it. You can look around.
Don't they have just a board where you can go and try out noses?
Well, I'd like to try and find it and see if there's anything of interest here or in the nearby area.
I'm thinking gather information would be the most efficient way to get there.
Okay. Well, at least it's charisma based.
Yeah. Wager contracts. You're hoping people toss a coin at you.
Sweet, rolled a 19, so 21.
Yeah, heckin' good. Yeah, you find pretty soon that there is a notice board of some kind located in the sheriff's office. Yes, the notice board is located outside the sheriff's office. When you head there, you can take a look at that. Are you looking for anything in particular?
Not really. Just trying to see if there's anything, just anything of interest.
Anything of interest? There's bounties. I'm not sure that a paladin would necessarily be interested in the bounties, but there are a few bounties of random people for like theft and assaults, things like that. People who fled town. Other than that, there's not a whole lot going on there.
All right. I probably won't go out of my way to do the bounties, but I will try and get a good look of their faces. So if I do happen to see them, I can do something about it then.
Anything else for Rook?
No, I think that's about it. He probably just go try and find, go to wherever it is Gaz had said they wanted to meet up.
Okay.
I wanted to meet up. I
mean,
hope you like gambling dens.
Oh, joy.
That leaves us with Ysarelle, who has, I guess, the least amount of goals going on coming into Gamut. So, if there's anything that you'd like to accomplish?
Well, Ysarelle didn't get to see much of the world, so I'm just excited to be in a new city. So I have a feeling that I would wake up in the morning and want to go to the town hall and ask if there's anyone interesting to talk to or any of the history that I should learn about.
Okay. So yes, it should be pretty easy to find what passes for a town hall where the Elders Council typically has their meetings. What you see here with this fountain and all of that, I'm going to say now that is where you are located. There is an important building nearby where a lot of bustle occurs politically, and then there's a lot of businesses around the fountain. So this is a good place to talk to people.
I'm a nature person, so I love fountains, and water's super, I respect water time, being from the desert. So I'm going to head over there, and I'm going to see if there's anyone really cool to talk to.
I love you,
That's
Sir.
some nice water.
Water keeps us alive.
Water's precious.
My precious.
So yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
This is where a lot of small businesses that are bustling with activity are located. It's not like the kiosks in the smaller town that's near Gamut that it's just like little booths. This is actual businesses. They're kind of open air sort of things. So this is the place to be if you're wanting to meet people and make purchases.
Yeah, this is probably where I would have waited to meet up with Gaz after he was done with his errands.
But he has money now. It's time to gamble.
No, no.
If we're all there in the center, is there anyone I can go up to there by the fountain and see if there's a good pub or someplace to go get some food?
Yes, there are all of those things. There is a group of people chit-chatting near the fountain.
Okay.
And yes, open-air business is much more cosmopolitan. What I mean is, they've got big double doors and, glass walls and stuff, and everything's just open. Anyway, yes, there's a group of people chit-chatting near the fountain, and there are 2 taverns nearby with the doors wide open and music coming from inside.
Perfect. I think I will first head over to the group of people by the fountain.
Okay.
And
I'm not going to just say that that's Rook and Gaz unless they want to be the people at the fountain. Otherwise, it can be something else.
Could be Rook. Could be Gaz.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind.
Ysarelle's just going to walk over and say, "Excuse me, gentlemen, is anyone familiar with this town?"
I'm somewhat familiar, but I've not been here all that long.
Okay.
I just rolled in.
Well, would you guys mind if I asked you a question about food around here?
Shoot.
Okay, so if we're all just standing here, right? Like you can smell this. Something smells incredible, but a lot of it smells incredible. And I haven't had a ton of experience with a lot of food from different places, so I was wondering if any of you have had any food here and what you would recommend.
That's a good question. Those of us from here, can we roll history to know where good places to eat are?
I'm pretty sure you'll
Townies.
know everything there is to know about Gamut.
Okay, well then, what do Gaz think is best place to eat?
Give me a small description of what you might go for, and I'll fill it in.
Well, since he had money, which would be more recently, so yeah, anywhere where he could get good, like, melts in your mouth kind of meat, maybe if they have sandwich type stuffs here, but like definitely heavy on the meat with good spices.
Yes.
So shawarma.
Shawarma.
Yeah.
So there's a pretty nice tavern just like on this block. It's one of the two that have the music coming out of it, and they
The Good Tavern.
well, okay, it's not called the Good Tavern, Logan.
It's just called a good place.
It's not what you would call the Good Tavern. It's more like a restaurant / tavern. So they make really good like diner food sort of stuff. And unfortunately, sandwiches already exist in this world, so you can't invent them.
Darn.
But yeah, that's where the good food is.
I just rolled in yesterday, but I stopped in that place, Darnellio's, and boy, they had some of the best meat I've had in ages. So I can recommend that one highly.
Darnellio's?
Darnellio's. That's the name of the restaurant now.
That sounds incredible. Meat sounds just what I wanted right now. Thank you so much. May I ask what your guys' names are?
Aye, you can call me Dirk.
Dirk?
Aye.
Okay.
Any name but my own.
I'm Rook.
Hello, Brooke.
We heard Logan whisper any name but my own, but
my
I don't know
bad.
if he was actually supposed
That
to
was
be
out
there or
of
not.
character.
Oh, are you standing there?
My bad. I don't think I've rejoined the group yet. I might be on my way back from the post office right now.
Okay, it sounds like if you want to be here, you can be, but if you don't want to be here, you don't have to be.
Yeah.
Just in general, in real life too.
Just in general. Yeah, I'll go ahead and say I've come back from the post office midway through this conversation. Oh, and I'm Fredegar Goodperil. We've been the three of us have been traveling for several days. Could we get your name?
Yes, I'm Ysarelle Heron. I've been traveling not probably a little bit longer than you guys, but I've come all the way from Oasis. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I'm from there.
Really? What part of town?
Let's see. I'd imagine it would be somewhat crummy.
I'm from the shitty part of town with the fighting ring.
Yeah,
Shitty
pretty
town.
much. That's basically the description. That got a name?
Oh yeah, I know some people who are familiar with that part of town, but I was in that general area. I mean, I grew up in the orphanage, so that's how it goes.
Sorry to hear that. Oasis is hard enough as it is.
Oh, it's
Especially
been
if you're
fine.
on your own.
Yeah, it's been fine, and especially since traveling, I've met so many cool people, and like you guys seem cool already. So there's some pretty cool stuff to see around this world.
You're coming to that assessment pretty quickly, darling. Are you really sure you're judging people correct? Because it can be quite dangerous out there.
Oh, well, the thing is, I haven't really encountered a lot of that, so maybe if I do encounter that, yeah.
If you're going to Darnellio's, you'll need a stockpile of coin. Have you got that?
Let me see. I'm pretty sure I still have some left over. I got a little bit. I have some silver.
So they got the
and
good
copper.
meat there, and it ain't cheap.
What do you mean by not cheap?
Now you'll be spending in the gold figures.
I see. Okay. Well, I definitely am going to get some food. What are you gentlemen all up to? Would you like to join me?
Don't see why not. Wouldn't mind talking with somebody from Oasis.
If you're light on cash, I'd be willing to enter wagers with you.
Wagers?
Indeed. You play games, cards, coins, hide the ball, hide the banana. What else we got? Gwent.
I don't know many of those games. I have not
There's
played
Pop
many games.
Sticker, Lucy Lou, Feed the Dice, Escape the
So-
Dragon. I know a lot of games.
What happens if I don't win?
Well, we'll make a wager, and so if you win, I pay you. If I win, you pay me.
Well, then I can't eat.
If you come out even lighter, I'll put you up.
All right.
Fredegar rolls his eyes like Gaz has been doing this the entire time they've been traveling. Just keeps finding people to gamble with.
Yeah.
Now, here's my question. Would you even know him as Gaz? Like, would Gaz have ever even used that name while traveling with Fredegar here?
I don't know. I mean, we've been traveling together quite a while. If you know me as Gaz, then by now he probably knows that that's my real name too.
Fair
He
enough.
doesn't.
If we
use
really
the
are
loose
adventure
in
bros.
society, but meeting
And
new. Go ahead.
No, I just think you're Dirk. So
I am Dirk.
Yeah.
That's my name. Don't wear it out.
yeah, let's do some games.
All right.
I'm out to explore the world and meet such wonderful people as you all.
All right. So, DM, I want to quickly teach her a simple card game that we can make a wager on, and then I'd like to know what we roll to play it against each other. Just let me know if there's anything I should roll to teach it to her, if there's anything she should roll to pick it up, and then basically what a good gamble roll or use of deck is. I think it's... if it's like a sleight of hand, or if it's like a craft, or a knowledge, or...
Okay.
Sense motive.
We'll
Right.
go with
Form.
intelligence for
Mhm.
being able to learn the game. Wisdom to teach it.
Okay. So I will... So that's just going to be a skill check, or a ability check.
Where's my wisdom? There it is.
I got a 6, so I could have a better teacher of this game. Probably means I'm gonna win because I suck at teaching it.
I mean, I just rolled a 6 too.
Well, you
Okay.
learned as well as I taught.
So here's how the first attempt went. You tried to get too in depth too quickly, and her eyes glazed over. So we're gonna try again.
I got a 0 that time.
Let's
Oh
see what I
no!
get. I got an 8. Wow, that's shitty rolling. Man.
I told you I rolled my 16 and my 18. Now I rolled a 7 and a 1.
Okay, Ysarelle, I need you to make a fortitude save.
Okay.
Can I just point out the scene that we have here is this wide-eyed young traveling half elf girl talking about, wow, I'm so happy to explore and meet all these wonderful people, and she's about to get swindled out of her lunch money
And then she'll have
by the
one
first
spot
person
for
she
her. With her
Sorry,
lunch money.
you wanted fortitude?
Yes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm such a bad teacher. I caused you to become
I
ill.
add my total, right, to what I rolled.
Yes.
All right. Well, that's a 6. That's not
Man.
I know, it's so bad.
What did you get?
A 6.
I'm gonna let you interpret it however you will, but you're about to just like pass out from boredom from this entire endeavor.
Like, after seeing some of this Rook will pipe up, I don't think she's getting it, Dirk. Perhaps we best just go to lunch.
Fine. I just thought it would be an interesting, little game to learn. Something you can do while you're traveling about.
Hey, start
Maybe over lunch I'll
next
teach you
time.
solitaire.
We can always try it again.
All right. Anyway, if you don't mind me asking, how much have you got on you?
Well, why do you want to know?
Well, I just find myself a bit concerned. It's the way you talk about how you're getting about. And I'm...
Oh, I appreciate that. Thank you for being so considerate in that way. I'm okay. I have about 20-ish gold pieces.
All right. That should carry you. I was worried you were down in, like, the single digits.
No, I'm pretty good.
All right.
Everyone's so nice here too, just like when I was in that other city.
What other city was that?
Oh crap! What was the name of the other
was Santer.
city? Santer, thank you. I came from Santer.
Can't say I've been there.
Oh, it was lovely. When I was there with my friend Kador, we went around town. We talked to the Fletcher. We went to the pub, and I had my first taste of apparently some real good beer. So that was a great experience. And then I also bought myself a hat, and it's an incredible hat.
Oh, so you've got a friend you're traveling with.
I was, yes. He's here now. He's staying at home for a little bit. But yeah, I traveled with him. He's my druid friend.
Well, it's a big world full of lots of different people out there, isn't it? Well, all right. I had been concerned that you were traveling alone, which is not because of who you are, just because anybody traveling alone is taking a risk.
Yeah,
all right.
traveling with just two of us was dangerous.
We almost got killed by wolves.
Oh my gosh, seriously?
Apparently, these buggers, they just must have been starving or something because they fought to the death. And it was nearly the end of Rook and I.
Oh my gosh, what else have you guys been going through?
Oh,
The desert.
well, little this, little that, little righting the wrongs and healing the ills of the world.
Oh gosh. Well, aren't I lucky? Aren't I lucky to have encountered you guys?
I'm not sure. I hope so.
Well, why don't we go get lunch and talk more about our adventures?
Let's do that.
So what is it that brings you to? What is it that brings you here, anyways? He'll ask as you start moving towards lunch.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I'm out for adventure. Honestly, I mean, since growing up in Oasis, I didn't really get to see other parts of the world, so I just decided, you know what? Done with ranger training, I'm gonna go see what's out there. And I always knew that there was very cool stuff out there, and tons of new people to meet, and I'm sure there's plenty of other types of magic that I've never seen before either. So why not? I figured I may as well go. I don't have any attachments to anyone or anywhere really.
If you're looking for adventure, I'm actually at some point looking to head towards Avrin. I have several parcels that need to be delivered there, and I would welcome some company.
Oh, what's Avrin?
By the way, do you need help with those things? I'd imagine someone as small as you is going to have a bit of a hard time with all those packages I can see bulging in your bag.
Are you talking about bulging packages, lad?
Not like that, Dirk.
I'm not so certain.
I didn't stand a chance.
I'm putting Afrin on the map, by the way. This is Afrin.
And
Sweet.
Joseph, would that be considered like a capital or?
Yes.
Okay.
One other thing I want to mention is that Rook and Gaz kind of have off in the back of their heads a reason that they might benefit from going to Avron, which is to figure out the mystery of the paper.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I was trying to remember what was going on with Avron because I knew we wanted to go there, but I wanted to. Was hoping for a refresher on why it's important.
The Dolostad, of the Dolostad official was headed towards Avron. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that sounds correct.
That's what's in my notes.
Yes, that is correct. So now we are at Darnellio's. There is a maitre d' at the front. He is a gray elf, which is the fancy elves.
Ooh.
He sees you and he says, "Welcome to Darnarlios. Do you have a reservation?"
No, but we've only got 4. Can you make some room for us?
Well, in that case, it will cost you an amount of money for the reservation.
How much?
Mary, it will cost you 10 gold pieces.
I can take care of that.
How much?
10 gold pieces.
10.
Oh my goodness.
I discreetly hand over 10 pieces of gold.
So no one knows, or what?
So no one knows how much I have.
Gotcha.
That's
Now,
a
see?
farmer's year's salary.
I'm
How does
sitting
anyone
on a-
here?
Sitting on a nice little stockpile over
Please
here.
follow me, monsieur.
As we follow him, I'm gonna turn to Dirk and be like, "You weren't joking. This is a little pricey here, man."
Yeah, Rook will also be giving Gaz the sideways look like, "Just how much money are you looking to spend here, pal?"
I guess I had a reservation the other day.
It was Fredegar, right?
That's correct.
What? Tell me more about these packages and what would you need me to do?
They bulge.
Oh, I'm just on my way. I thought I'd be able to deliver my satchel here, but I suppose that Gamut doesn't have enough of a postage presence for this to be a good stopping point. So just headed up the road to the next biggest town in hopes of just delivering my payload.
That sounds familiar. Oasis was pretty big, but I do remember seeing people coming and going all the time with packages. So, yeah, I can understand that that'd be difficult for you. You are shorter, and I guess I've never really thought about whether or not halflings would have to deal with something like that.
Oh, shoot.
I definitely would love to help you out, make things easier for you.
I make it look like I'm definitely used to being called short.
Yeah, she hasn't been around too many people.
Well, it's good work if you can find it, but it can be dangerous on the road alone.
Well, I wouldn't be alone. I'd be with you, right?
Absolutely. The more the merrier.
My boy Rook and I have some business out Ivern Way. Actually, some of those ills we were putting to rights out in down by Trapper's Camp are taking us up that way. So, well, just think of us before you leave.
You came from Trapper's Camp? What is that?
Oh, it's this little shithole down out in the Badlands. They got a very strange way of life, and it almost cost us ours.
This is fascinating to run into people who've been in Badlands on a place called the Trapper's Camp. Good. Yeah, I was gonna say, is the waiter gonna come up, or are we gonna order?
Yeah, I was gonna say something, but I will say that as they describe Trapper's Camp, you do remember traveling through the Badlands and passing through Trapper's Camp a few years ago.
My character does?
Yes, when you were traveling from Oasis to the Great Forest, you did travel
From
through there.
Okay.
So yes,
Cool. Okay.
the maitre d' does assign you a waiter. The waiter comes and takes your order. He is not an elf, so you can actually understand him a lot better. He actually speaks Soldinarian, or Common. So the meal is pretty decent. It's a little bit on the expensive side. We're talking somewhere in the range of 1 to 3 gold for most people. But we're talking like at 3 gold, it's like a steak meal. That's what we're talking about there, with a salad.
3.5.
Oh. I can put in 3 gold for mine, so I'll order whatever that gets me.
Should we roleplay splitting the check?
All right, I had the 3 gold, and you had the 3 gold, and he had the 3 gold, and you
I
only had
a
2 gold.
salad.
Why did you have to mess with the math like this?
I didn't have any of the appetizer.
Really?
No, I'll pay 2 gold for mine.
I knew it. He's messing with the math. You got silver on you, right?
Yeah, Rook's a bigger guy, so he'll definitely take the 3 gold option.
We took care of that. I want to go ahead and fast track past lunch now. You discover a commotion going on outside. Someone has come running into the square and is currently between breaths trying to explain that there is an emergency going on.
What's the problem? Where is it?
So he's explaining to whoever will listen. Hopefully he can get the attention of someone from the Elders Council or one of their representatives or the sheriff or anyone as he bends over on his knees and he's huffing and he says, there's a problem at the farm, one of the farms outside of town. It's some kind of monsters or something attacked the farm. I only just barely got away.
Can you describe what they were, what they looked like?
There were monsters. They had big spears. They were just scary. They looked like dragons.
Kobolds.
Dragon.
We'd best hurry.
Big scary monsters. You'll die.
Only if we die.
Over my
That's
dead
a
body.
terrible comeback.
Well, today is a good day to die, eh, lads and lass? Wait. This is the kind of problem we like to solve. I don't want to force you into this. Are you willing to help?
Sure. I don't know how much I can help, but I will try.
You said you're a ranger.
Mm-hmm.
You got a bow?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, well, you come with us and you shoot things with it. And
I can do
hopefully,
that.
once all the things stop moving, the problem's solved.
Okay, that sounds good.
So far, that has been the case.
The problem's solved when they stop moving. The problem is making them stop moving.
So you get directions. Typically, the way that it works with farms is there are farming communities in various places throughout the region, but any given city is going to have people living on farms outside of the city walls or city limits. So this is one of those farms. It's about half a mile out of Gamut. It gives you good enough directions that should you follow them adequately, you will get there. So fortunately, we do have a ranger in the group who should have a pretty high survival check, but anyone can try to make that if you want to do your best as a group to find your way there.
Let me check that.
Survival, huh?
All right. Survival. Oh, yeah, that's pretty good. I got an 18.
Survival is wisdom based. So I got a 12.
I got a 13.
I don't want to talk about it.
Good thing we had a ranger with us.
I hope it's not low enough where he's like absolutely certain everyone's going the wrong way.
It's only 9. It's not
Okay.
that bad.
Okay, we get there. It's about mid-afternoon at this point, about 2 o'clock or so. We get there. We're going to scout things out now because ahead you can see the farm, but you also see silhouettes of whatever these scaly monsters with spears are. So how are we going to go about the scouting?
I can scout. Hide and move silently.
What is your power
And,
level?
What is my power level? Hopefully it's over 9,000.
Oh, okay.
So hide, only an 18. And move silently, only a 20.
Okay.
Oh,
So
wait,
I get the
is
good
that-
rolls when I do those two things. All my other rolls are low.
I have a natural 19 on hide plus 7. It's 26 on hide.
Okay, and will the ranger be joining?
For scouting, you said?
Yes.
Yes. What do I roll for?
They're starting off with move silently and hide.
Okay. I can do. Yeah, let's do that. For me, let me see here. I'm gonna do
Good old half plate.
move silently. 16 on move silently, and oh shit, a 5 on the hide.
I bet I could do worse than that if I tried.
I had a 19 on move silently, by the way. I forgot to roll one.
Okay, Bree, what were your rolls again?
16 for move silently, and a 5 for hide.
Oh no.
Okay.
He who
Yeah.
stands out in darkness is fluorescent.
Make a wisdom check.
15.
Okay, you are aware that you're not going to do well with this hide check before it gets bad, so what are you going to do? You can't re-hide.
Sure. Have I gone anywhere yet?
You guys got about 50 feet towards
Okay.
the farm trying to hide, and you realized you were not in a good position. So it's either
Okay.
stay where you are or fall back, but you cannot go forward.
Yeah. Hey guys, I don't feel like just based on my training, I don't have any good line of sight here. Like, something just doesn't feel right. Like, I don't think I can go any farther at this point. I'll wait here, though. I'll wait here. I'll try to do my best.
Whatever you can do.
Dirk just nods at you and silently moves forward, making like hand gestures.
We've
Okay,
done this at least a couple times at this point.
You guys rolled high enough. I'm not going to ask for another roll, but I will want you to go ahead and make your scouting check here, so a spot check.
Got a 13.
Better than I thought. Also a 13. So not great.
Okay. At least you know what you're dealing with now. So this is this big scary monster with the spears that has big scary dragon scales. It's a kobold. That's what the guy was scared of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's a kobold, in case you didn't know by now. There's a farmhouse that was taken over by kobolds. Presumably the family fled or were slain. You do not see them or their prisoner. Those are the three options we're dealing with here. Because you do not see any trace of them. You don't see any trace of struggle. You just see that there is a kobold guard pacing around the farm. There is another one currently sitting in front of the barn. And that is all you see with your 13s.
So how many did we count? You said that there were just a couple that we could see.
You've only seen 2.
Okay. I'm going to signal to Fredegar that we head back to the others.
I'll nod and we'll head
once
back.
we get there. I'm gonna nod at Rook and say, "Aye, lad, it seems you're right. Kobolds, at least 2 of them, but I only saw 2. I'm hoping that there's more that would have scared the man out of his house, because they're only about as big as Fredegar."
Kobolds?
Aye, like small lizard folk.
I don't think
You-
my character... Well, my character would have seen a couple, I'm guessing, maybe.
If you haven't heard much about kobolds, then all you've heard is scary children's stories about kobolds.
Okay. Yeah, and probably true.
They're wily little creatures, not too dangerous or terrible on their own, but they get them in large enough numbers and they start to get ideas in their head.
What kind of ideas?
Ideas that they're bigger than they are and that they can hurt people. Unfortunately, that second part's true.
Ow. Ah. Well, what do you guys want to do about this then?
Well,
Simple. Charge. Attack.
they're not terribly dangerous. Probably. Although
Well,
I'm thinking back to the wolves. If there's more than the 2, it could become iffy. But you've got a bow, and he unslings and strings his bow. And I've got a bow, and Rook there is a good hand with his sword.
I have a
and
crossbow as well, so I can also stay away.
Fredegar's got a crossbow.
So we go up.
Honestly, I just thought you released the quarrels from your loot.
The crossbow's there to do the heavy lifting.
So, plan B, we run up, we unleash arrows, and once they get close, then I use my sword. Sound good?
Aye.
That sounds like a plan.
All right, let's try it.
So you run up and you yell at them about Cord and tell them that you're gonna beat them up or something and see if they come running at you, and then we shoot them when they're on their way.
So we got the house over here on the left, and then we've got the barn on the right. I'm going to indicate doors right here and here. That's the doors that you can see. That's the little kobold that you saw hanging out. And then there's a kobold that's been going in circles around this whole area. So, depending on where you want him to be when you make your move, that's where I will put him. But he's making a big old circle around the buildings at a moderate pace. He's not in any hurry. He was just told to do it, so he's doing it.
And where's the second one that we had seen?
He's at the barn. He's over there.
Okay. So he's standing guard at the door.
Yes.
Okay.
And the doors are closed.
Whenever the second one is nearby the first one and during his patrol, is when I would say we should call out to them. You might want to, I don't know how much map area you've got south of this whole barn setup, but you'll probably want a bit. And by a bit, I mean significant amount.
I gotcha.
Just because we're going to want to yell at them from far enough away that we can take advantage of the range of bows.
How's that look?
So, yeah, that should probably do it.
Seems doable.
All right, I'm going
thank
to
you.
place the party now. We've
Thank you.
got... Who wants to be the hatchet?
Ooh, I want to be the hatchet.
See what we got here. We got a bell.
I can be a bell.
Okay. Who wants to be the heart?
Oh, I'm the heart.
Dang.
And then that
I
means
got too excited
that
for the
Yeah,
hatchet.
you missed out, man.
we got the
Rogue should have been the
lion.
heart, or Bard should have been the heart, but now it's the rogue.
We got a question about the terrain. This is a temperate zone. This is to avoid too much detail. It's plains. It's very farmable area.
All right, so we should not find any halves of coconuts on the ground.
It's true, unless there are any swallows.
Unladen swallows.
Laden swallows.
Yeah,
Swadden?
Swan. Who is making the move here? And we want the kobold near the other kobold. Is that what you said?
Yeah, once they're, like, nearby, you know, even if they're 10, 20 feet apart, that's fine. I just want him, like, basically in front of the building, so that when Rook and
Goes a charging.
gives this challenge, they would, you know, move, if they choose to move toward us, relatively together.
Okay, that's where I got him as a little teddy bear.
I'm gonna look to Ysarelle and say, I've got the right one, lass. You want the left?
Yes, let's do it.
Okay, Ysarelle was the hatchet or the bell?
Bell.
She's the best.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna give you a good vantage point over here. So what are you going to do to get their attention again?
I'm going to yell, "Hey, dragon turrets, over here!"
Okay,
it.
you got their attention.
I'm here for it.
Okay, make your attacks. It's a surprise round.
Surprise round.
What?
Do we get combat advantage for surprise, or?
There can be flat-footed armor.
I'm asking. I just don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, wow, that was shitty.
Agreed.
I should have told my die I was making a hide check. It would have rolled higher.
This is supposed to be like the scene in Pulp Fiction where they're just shooting the guy, and now we're just missing left and right.
Probably. I
Okay.
got if there's no combat advantage, then I got a whole 9 to hit.
Do I have an attack bonus? I don't. Okay, 17 to hit with a crossbow.
That hits. Now,
Nice.
do note that you are 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 times 5, 70 feet away from your target.
I have 80 feet of range.
I have
Perfect.
100.
I have 60. So, what does that mean?
You can step forward before you shoot.
I mean, well, it doesn't really matter. I can still just shoot from this distance because I want to be back with the team. But what does that mean? Like,
Miss for morale.
does it like I think it was something about like a negative like 1 or 2 for every range increment that you have to go out.
Yeah, I can look it up real quick, but I know it is an increment of range penalty.
Well, regardless, I missed because I got an 8 minus whatever penalty I get.
My damage roll was a 4.
Okay.
Oh right, you're small. You don't get much.
Let me
Got my
check
3/5.
Kobold's stat block wherever it went. I don't know where it... What?
My
Did I
headphones
close
tried
it?
to knock my drink over onto my keyboard, which was
Okay,
going to
there it
suck.
is. How much again?
4.
Guess what?
4 damage.
Guess what?
What?
Dead.
Wow, I'm so good at
Whoa.
this.
Kobolds are hard to hit and easy to kill.
Nice.
Okay, so now we're at Ysarelle. No pressure at all to kill Kobold number 2.
I had the height advantage because I didn't have to aim down.
So how far? Oh, how far away is that again?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So 80 feet.
Okay, good.
That's
I
not a
can do
problem.
100 feet with my longbow.
Yeah.
Sweet. Okay. All right. Sorry. I roll the d20 first, right?
Yes.
I had 12.
12 to
Do
hit.
I get to?
That will not hit. You got any bonuses that you didn't add?
My attack bonus with my longbow is a 3.
Okay, and that figures
Yeah,
in... Did you have weapon focus?
I don't think I have weapons. No.
Isn't weapon focus just for damage?
No, weapon focus is just for attack.
Because we
There's a
know
different
she's not
one.
getting point-blank range bonuses at 80 feet. Okay, so that is a miss.
I have point blank shot as a feat.
Yeah, but we're not close enough
But
for that.
yeah, it's not close.
You're
Okay.
getting called out in the chat for being showed up by the bard.
By what?
You're getting showed up by
well,
the bard.
I'm not getting shut up by anyone. I'm a new player, so joke's on you.
There you go.
Anyway, yeah, so okay. Well, I will be like, well, sorry guys.
I mean, I missed too.
Okay, this is
I
where we're
rolled
gonna
a
roll
9.
initiative to see if we can kill some kobolds dead.
So you're saying that the 12 still missed even with flat-footed AC?
Yes.
Okay.
Flat-footed is 14.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, I
Well-
rolled good initiative for once.
So did I. I got an 18.
I got 22.
I got it. Is there a modifier for initiative in this
It'll
edition?
be listed
Dex mod.
next to your
Oh, sweet. 14.
Okay.
Like 11 is sad.
Aw, man. Okay, dexterity mod and 16.
I
I'm
like
okay.
Darnellios. Things were nice in Darnellios. Expensive, but nice.
So start off with Gaz.
All right, I'm going to knock another arrow and fire at
Okay.
the one who's not dead. And I am not going to hit.
Okay. Next is Rook.
I guess I shall try attacking with another arrow.
Okay.
And that is a 12, and then there's range penalties, so I miss.
Okay. So that means that we're at the part... Yeah, knock the arrow by saying knock knock. We're at the part where Kobold 4 comes out of the barn. He sees what's going on, and he completes his movement action. He is sprinting towards you. Takes another one. Can't go very far. He's small. So that's what he did. And then we've got Kobold who comes out of the house. And he takes his movement action as well, running towards you so he can chuck his spear and not horribly miss. That was Kobold's 4 and 5. So now Ysarelle.
Okay, well, I only rolled an 11.
Okay. So now we move on to Fredegar.
Does a 14 hit the one that's closest to us?
No.
Well then, Kobold 3's turn.
Yeah, it's like I said, they're easy to kill but hard to hit. Yeah. Punish me for putting the PCs on the... Well, I had no choice. That's what they wanted me to do. Okay. Now we got Kobold 3. Kobold 3 is going to come out of the barn. Basically going to do the same thing that Kobold 4 did. Now, Kobold 2 is no longer flat-footed. He has realized what's happening. He did that little exclamation point over the head and jumped up, all comically. And now he is going to... Let's see here... Yeah, why not? Why not? He pulls out his sling and does his darndest to hit you with his sling. Oh, that might hit.
Don't like the sound of that.
Okay. Because you're small, Fredegar, what is your AC?
Oh boy. 17.
Oh, darn. Okay.
Nice.
He missed you because of the range increments.
We take those.
Yeah. Take your W, as they
We
say.
take the dubs.
And that's it for my turn. So we're back to Gaz.
All right. With them that far away still, I'm going to try and continue relying on the bow. One more time. Knock a third arrow. Fire. Okay. That's going to be a 16.
That hits.
Okay. So I'm hitting the closer one for 16. I'm sorry, with a 16. For 1d8. Which is maxed out at 8 points of damage.
Okay.
If the gamer's quote in the chat.
Your arrow goes straight through his chest, and he just falls face forward while he's sprinting.
Okay.
So that was an impressive turn. Rook, can you
I'm
top
gonna
it?
put my bow away.
It is now Rook's turn.
I think we lost Derek. I heard.
Yeah.
We lost
I think I
Derek.
heard him drop.
Yeah, he's not here.
Oh man. Okay, we'll come back to him. Now Kobold 5 is going. We're gonna try to get within spearing range. Rolling my attack. Ooh. Oh. Did not confirm a crit. So we're gonna roll damage real quick. Oh, max damage. That is 3 damage, but the question is, who am I going to attack? This one's going to attack the flaming lion, so it's gonna be Rook.
Oh my gosh. I rolled a 7.
Oh. Well, remember there
about to
are
switch
mulligans,
dice.
and this is probably the last thing we're going to do.
Okay, I'm gonna do that, please. That didn't help at all. Alright, I rolled a 6.
Oh no.
This is not a good roll
At
now.
this point, we could be fighting ants.
Yeah.
Okay, Fredegar.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay, let's go back to your
You took
turn.
3
then.
damage.
You took 3 damage from a spear. Are you gonna take that?
I mean, I kind of have to.
Well, you can kill him right back.
What was the attack roll out of curiosity?
It was a failed crit confirmation. So a 20.
Okay.
That'll do it.
Would have been 6 damage otherwise, and then you'd be bloody.
Bloody spear. See, the kobold was super proud of himself. He like sprinted for 10 seconds and then chucked that spear with all his might and then hurt the paladin just a little bit. And now he's standing here with a firing squad in front of him wondering, what do I do now?
I mean,
Call
he
an
did hurt the
ambulance.
paladin quite badly. That's 25% of his HP.
Does anyone know the rules for charging offhand? I was going to try and
I
look them
have
up,
the
but
rule
then
book up, so I should be able to tell you. It is a full round action that allows you to move up to twice your speed and attack during the action. However, there is tight restrictions on how you move. You must move before attack, not after. You must move at least 10 feet, 2 squares. You may move up to double your move speed directly toward the designated opponent. You must have a clear path toward the opponent, and nothing can hinder your movement, such as difficult terrain or an obstacle. So you must be able to move in a straight line. You cannot dodge other characters, basically. You can't take a 5-foot step. If you're able to, if you are able to take only a standard action or move action on your turn, you can charge, but you're only allowed to move up to your speed. Attacking on a charge. After moving, you may make a single melee attack. Since you can use the momentum of the charge in your favor, you get a +2 bonus to the attack roll. And since the charge is a bit reckless, you take a -2 penalty to your AC until the start of your next turn.
Well, it's the only way I'm going to actually try and hit something, so I'm gonna take the risk and charge.
Okay, I've got you in front of the teddy bear.
All right, so I roll. I will not be power attacking, based on seeing how little damage it took to kill the first one. I doubt I'll need it. Okay, so what is the crit range on a great sword? Because I just rolled an 18.
It is 19 to 20.
Dang it! Oh well, at least this will hit because that is a 24 to hit.
Perfect.
Gee.
I think it might be higher. It's at least 24.
Yeah, it is.
Look at you!
20
Look at you go.
So, time to great sword it up.
This is gonna be bad.
He's just gonna cut it in half. Call an ambulance, but not for me.
So that's 9 points of slashing damage.
Okay. So he is no more.
Very dead.
I need to know just like how bad this was for Kobold 3.
I mean, he'd try and make it, quick and painless.
Well, there's now multiple Kobold 3s.
Yikes.
There's Kobold 3 and Kobold 3 spine.
Kobold 3
3.1, 3.2, 3.3. Yeah, it's a mess. So now I think we're at Fredegar.
That is correct. I'll go ahead and take aim at the one directly ahead of me, standing by the barn.
Okay.
There we go. 17 to hit.
Yes.
Sweet. And that is a perfect 6 on damage.
You're a perfect 6.
Roll to blush.
Kobold 2, what are you going? Oh wait, he's dead. That's as far as this kobold got. He's still sprinting, but now that all this has happened, he turns tail. He's not a fan. So the question is, does combat continue?
I mean, how fast does he run?
Yeah, do we have a chance to maybe shoot him yet?
He's got short legs, so... Oh, his speed is actually 30 feet. So...
Not short enough.
Yeah. So if you want to shoot him down, you can make your attacks. He's not going to be attacking you.
Well, I'd
All right.
still like to try and stop him so he doesn't do this to somebody else down the road.
Yeah,
But he's faster than I am, and I'm crap with a bow, so it's not up to me.
I'm gonna try.
Might as well take a shot while we have
Might
it.
as well might as well take a shot here. All right, let's see here. I'm probably gonna roll shit again, aren't
Target
I?
practice.
11. Yep. Basically, apparently my training is now practice again. Yeah, that was an 11.
Aw.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see if he bobs and weaves. Too bad you're not allowed to actually do that.
Does a 15 hit?
Yes.
Nice. We are
That
getting
was
it
actually
tonight.
their AC.
Exact C's. 3 points of damage.
Okay. He is still alive.
Golly.
Are you going to make me pull my bow back out and shoot this guy?
I missed it by one, didn't I?
Aimed him.
Uh,
Fine. I will attempt to mercy kill this poor creature.
Red means that he's
Dirk.
bleeding.
Dirk, aka Gaz, is just like, why the hell did we partner with this girl? Like, she can't even do shit.
I don't even have a complaint about your character. I'm not hitting either.
I know.
Because I got an entire 14. No, I got an entire 15. Oh, that might actually hit.
Yeah, that hits.
Okay, never mind. But I did an entire 2 damage.
Hey, that's enough, because he was already
Nice.
dead, almost.
Just like sigh, pull out the bow, sight down it, and right before releasing, go, mercy kill.
Yep. So we're going to pick up next session with examining the farm and all of that. So it might be next week, or I might be moving, so we'll see. It might be the week after. It's as soon as I can either set up in my office again or have good internet.
Okay.
But I enjoyed getting the group together and getting to target practice in an ambush slaughter.
Well, I can't say that I expected to get into any ruckus like this coming into town, and especially not right after meeting some new traveling folk and sharing a nice meal with them also unexpectedly, but it's just a day of firsts.
It's been a great day at first, guys.
You are an interesting person, Ysarelle.
Thank you.
4 arrows spent. I think I hit with 2 of them.
So the reason
Oh,
for
yeah.
the title is the more
Fire.
things change, the more that your opening adventures involve killing kobolds.
Indeed.
Where are my arrows? Oh, they're there. Okay.
Okay, thanks for coming out. I know that we had Lauren here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. And then we have quite a few people still watching, including the very active Rogue One. Whoa. And I appreciated the puns and things going on during the game. I appreciate my 4 players for joining and making this enjoyable for me, because I didn't have to do much.
The kobolds did indeed buy the farm, but not this farm. Different farm. We're going to bury them on this farm.
All right, until next time. That was episode 7. And good night, everyone.
I forgot to smite. Dang it!
Were you saving it?
Did you save it for later?
No, because like, admittedly, in this edition, I probably should because it's a once a day thing. But still,
You eventually get it like 5 times a day.
yeah, 20th level.
All right.
Anyways, XP.
XP. The boop. Got it. Here it is. So we'll go. There was role playing Gamut. So that was food RP.
Farp.
And whenever I don't specify, that's the cast. And food RP will go 100. And then killing kobolds will go 200.
Oh wow, that brings us right to 1,000. We get to level up.
Yay!
Oh, boy.
Yay!
So now I can do that.
Yay.
As long as I'm understanding that was a
Yes.
100 and then a separate 200.
Yes.
Okay.
So you have leveled up.